John Perkins describes his role as an EHM, which involves convincing developing countries to take large loans for infrastructure projects, then ensuring these countries become economically dependent on the U.S. debt as a control mechanism. The loans are structured to be so large that the debtor nations are unable to repay them, forcing them to bow to political and economic pressure from the U.S., often resulting in the transfer of resources and influence. Corruption and bribery. Perkins details how EHMs use bribery and other forms of manipulation to influence leaders of developing nations to agree to these unfavorable terms. Exploitation of resources. The book highlights how these economic strategies often lead to the exploitation of a country's natural resources, benefiting multinational corporations rather than the local population. Consequences for the local population. These policies often lead to severe economic disparity, environmental destruction, and social unrest within the affected countries. Personal reflections. Perkins expresses regret over his role in this system and aims to expose the unethical practices that undermine the sovereignty of nations under the guise of economic development. External debt and dependency. Like many developing nations described in the book, Pakistan has accumulated significant external debt, making the country vulnerable to external economic pressures and reducing its policy independence infrastructure loans. Pakistan has engaged in large-scale infrastructure projects funded by foreign loans, such as rental power projects. While these projects have potential benefits, they also risk creating long-term financial obligations that could limit the country's economic sovereignty. Influence of multinational corporations. Similar to the scenarios in Perkins's book, Pakistan has seen multinational corporations play a significant role in its economy, sometimes leading to the exploitation of local resources and an uneven distribution of wealth. Economic disparity and social unrest. Pakistan, like the countries described by Perkins, experiences significant economic disparity and social challenges that are exacerbated by the pressures of debt repayment and economic dependency. Political and economic pressures. As described in the book, Pakistan faces pressures to align its policies with the interests of more powerful nations, sometimes compromising its national interests. Pakistan's situation reflects many of the themes Perkins discusses in Confessions of an Economic Hitman, particularly regarding the impact of external debt, economic dependency, and the influence of foreign entities on national policy and resource management. Stay tuned, like and subscribe for more videos.